is NATURINDA JUSTUS from Train Upper Child Schools, Najanankumbi campus. I'm here to take you through this lesson of religious education. Last time we looked at marriage. What marriage is, we said it is the legal union of man and woman as husband and wife. We continued and looked at the types of marriage: civil marriage, religious marriage, and customary marriage. Specifically, we looked at the religious marriage, and still today we are to continue with religious marriage. Today's lesson is about qualities of a good marriage partner. We shall look at what love is according to the gospel, according to Mark chapter 12, verse 13. Also, we shall look at the importance of good friendship and self-control in this lesson. These subheadings are going to take us through this lesson. Qualities of a good marriage partner. We are looking at what you are looking for before you get someone to be with in marriage. Last time I guided you and I said it is not yet your right time to get involved in marriage, but you need to have this knowledge because it is very important as you are growing. So here are qualities of a good marriage partner. One, a good marriage partner should have good family background. Should have good family background. You may ask yourself what a good family background is. A good family background, of course, you know what makes a family. There must be a father and a mother and the children. Even some families have got relatives, like grandparents, like grandmothers, aunties, and uncles. But good family background goes with behavior. It goes with behavior. You may come from a family which doesn't respect one another. That family has no good family background. You may come from a family which doesn't respect God. Which doesn't respect God. Remember, you need to live a prayerful life. We have families where members go to church on Sundays, where members go to the mosque on Fridays. Such families are good. Such families are good. So my dear candidates, as you grow up in future, when you are to get one, I prefer this point. It's very important. Look for that person who comes from a such good family. Then we have someone who has true love, who is faithful, who has true love. What true love is. As we shall see in this lesson, according to St. Paul, in his letter which he wrote to the people in Corinth, chapter 13, verse 47, St. Paul is going to tell us what love is. He's going to tell us what a true love is. So, someone who is in marriage, someone whom we want to get involved in marriage, remember last time we said marriage must be permanent. So, my dear candidates, in the future, be serious. The person you will get to live with, that person will live with you according to the Bible until you die. Therefore, you need to be so careful to look for that person who is faithful to you and who has true love, as we shall see according to St. Paul. According to St. Paul. St. Paul, it is the way he described what love is. Then, a good marriage partner must be obedient. Must be obedient. Must obey what you discuss, what you direct that person to do. That person must be a good listener. Must be a good listener. There are some people who are very disobedient. You give a person a good advice, good direction, but you see a person doesn't want to take the right way. So in marriage, if you are to get someone to live with as your wife, as your husband, that person must be obedient to you. Then we have hardworking. My dear candidates, in our communities where we come from, we have people who like work and people who are lazy. The opposite of hard work is lazy. We have people who are lazy, they don't want to work. And remember, we have needs of a family, like food, like water, like clothes, and other things, needs of a family. And how do you get such things? You need to work hard. You need to do a lot of activities. Let's say here we have farmers, they do work, earn a living. We have doctors, they do work at earn a living. We have teachers, they do work at earn a living. But you may get someone who is lazy. Who is lazy? You belong to someone, but you don't want to work. So my dear candidates, in future, I advise you to look for that person who likes working, who likes doing work. Such husband, such wife is good to stay with. Then also we have trustworthy. We have trustworthy. We have trustworthy. That person must be trustworthy. For example, for me, where I come from at my home, if I want to leave my home, I just leave my money there and I give it to my wife, to my beautiful wife. And I say, this is the money, have it. For me, I'm going, I'm taking part of it. Because I trust her, she's faithful, and I trust her. And such families which are developing, marriage partners are trustworthy to one another. They trust each other. They don't steal from one another. But when you get a wife, a husband, who likes stealing, not trustworthy, my dear candidate, such families cannot develop and are not happy families. They are not happy families. Such people in marriage are not enjoying their marriage. So marriage partners should be trustworthy. Another point, according to this current situation, according to this world, such person you are going to stay with in marriage should be educated, should have some knowledge. Don't get someone, yes, love lies in the eyes of the holder, but at least get someone who knows at least how to write. Last time we said about signing marriage certificate. The time of signing marriage certificate for you, you call someone to sign for you or stamp it for you. Please get someone who has ever gone to school, who is educated, who can discuss issues with you and find the solution. So a good marriage partner should be educated, my dear candidates. Then we have good looking. I'm looking at you now, you have started looking at each other. Should be good looking. Here I mean to ladies, should be beautiful. To men, should be handsome. Should be handsome. But again, don't say, that person is not handsome. We all know that we are created in God's image, but as I said, that the beauty lies in the eyes of the holder. You may look at someone and someone attracts you. And you say, this person is beautiful according to me. Though another person may say, that person is not beautiful, but to you is beautiful to you. That man is not handsome, but to you is handsome. So you go with that. Don't go with what people say about beauty or good looking or being handsome. So someone you have to go with in marriage should be good looking. As I say, beauty lies in the eyes of the holder. So if your eyes tell you that person is handsome to you in the future, go with that. If your eyes tell you that person is beautiful, go with that. Please don't go with what people say. That person is not. Therefore, you have developed interest in that person. Please go by that. Good looking. Must be beautiful or handsome. But someone who is beautiful to you, my dear boys, candidates, may not be beautiful to your seatmate or to your classmate. So please in the future, be careful about this point of good looking. Another point, a good marriage partner should have good health. Should be someone who is not falling sick all the time. All the time. The husband is meeting medical bills. The wife is meeting medical bills. All the time, the wife is sick. All the time, the husband is sick. For example, sorry to say this, you know what we call AIDS. So a good marriage partner, for example, should not be AIDS positive, should not be AIDS victim. Such people need a lot of care, a lot of expenses. You spend a lot of money on buying drugs for such person. You spend a lot of time on giving company to that person. So instead of going to work, you are on that person. Instead of going to work, you are reminding that person it is time for you to take ARVs. So please, I advise you in the future, not today. If you are to get someone to marry, first go for blood testing, my dear candidates. First go for blood testing, then find out whether you are all negative. For example, AIDS, you must be negative, and other diseases which you know according to science. Then we have common marriage problems. As I said right from the beginning, marriage and families go hand in hand. There is no way we can talk about problems facing marriage without talking about problems facing families. Because married people stay together, are meant to stay together. Married people stay together, though they may not be at all time together, but they stay together in a family, in a home. So we have common problems facing married couples, common problems facing families, and some of those problems are there where we come from. One, we have quarrels. I still remember when I was still schooling like you, our teacher of English used to give us a sentence. I don't like a friend who is quarrelsome. Someone who something small, but wants to add in more words, which are not good, which are not interesting, which are abusing, such people are not good. They like fights. Even we have another point here, fights. 1, 2, someone boxes you. 1, 2, someone slaps you. In families, in marriage, such things are common. So we have quarrels, we have fights, we have lack of respect for one another. Here, even you as classmates, respect you yourselves, you need to respect yourselves. You as an individual, respect yourself. And also people in marriage should respect one another. Respect is needed. Please command respect. How can you command respect? Do what is needed. In marriage. Lack of respect brings shame. For example, I come to your home and your dad comes and slaps your mom in my presence. Your mom abuses your dad in my presence. Really, you can see that your dad can keep quiet. Then after my leaving, your dad may turn against your mom and fights may come in your home or in your family. So my dear candidates, such problems facing marriage couples need solutions. We have lack of trust. Among the qualities of a good marriage partner, we looked at trustworthy. So marriage couples are lacking respect nowadays. The husband reaches home, your mom was there at home, your dad is very tired, but Your mom has no respect for your dad. That's lack of respect. That's lack of trust. That's lack of trust. You leave money there, you don't find it there. That is lack of trust. So my dear candidates, as you grow, you need trust one another. I know God will give you husbands, God will give you wives, but please, once you get involved in that, remember to have trust for your partner. Then we have neglect of children. You have neglect of children. Today we know some families. Let's say a man has left children for the wife. They are your children. A man goes away, takes some time there, taking alcohol, forgetting that has a home to look after. Forgetting that has a home to look after. So children are on the side of the mom. Maybe the mom is also at home, is not working. The dad who works takes his money there and spends the money there, which is not good. So in the future, my dear candidates, remember, when God blesses your marriage and gives you children, those children belong to all of you. Those children belong to all the parents. So all the parents should own children and provide basic needs to their children. Remember, one of the gifts God gives married couples, we have children. It's a very important gift God awards married couples. So once God gives you children, remember, take care of those children. Please don't neglect those children. Pay for them school fees, provide for them needs, so that they can feel your presence. Then we have love according to the Bible. We are talking of what love? We are talking of what love? Jesus himself talked about love. St. Paul himself talked about love. And this is what love is according to St. Paul. This is what love is according to St. Paul. If we want to find such a good message in the Bible, you go to the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 4 to 7. St. Paul says that love is patience, love is hopeful, love is kind, love is everlasting, love is not selfish. Love does not keep record of wrongs. Love is not happy with evil. Love is faithful. Love is hopeful. That is according to St. Paul. St. Paul writing to the people in Corinth. Verse 4, the letter of St. Paul, the first letter of St. Paul, chapter 13, verse 4, it says, love is patient and kind, not jealous. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous. That is according to St. Paul. My dear candidates, those with Good News Bibles, right from here, you go and open Good News Bibles, page 208 in the New Testament. 208 in the New Testament. You are going to find all these points according to St. Paul. How Paul described what love is. Love is patience. Love is hopeful. Love is kind. Love is everlasting. Here I mean without end. Love has no end. Not selfish. Does not keep record of wrongs. Don't keep wrong things in your heart. These ones may end up carrying revenge against your married partner. Please don't do that. Love is not happy with evil. Love is faithful and love is hopeful, my dear candidates. That is according to St. Paul, writing to the people in Corinth. Then Jesus himself, in the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 12, verse 13. In the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 12, verse 13. Jesus himself was answering the Sadducees about what love is. And he came to this specifically. Let us read verse 3. The second most important commandment is this: love your neighbor as you love yourself. Those words were for Jesus himself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. When you go back to marriage, couples or partners, love your wife as you love yourself. Love your husband as you love yourself. According to this lesson of practice of a good marriage, of true love, according to Jesus, Jesus himself said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your wife as you love yourself. Love your husband as you love yourself. St. Paul also, what he said in his writings, that the body of a man or husband belongs to the wife or to the woman, and vice versa. That's what we call marriage. So what you wish yourself should be the same things what you wish your neighbor. For this case, marriage partners. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, according to Jesus Christ. Importance of good friendship and self-control. This subheading is going to take us up to the end of this lesson. Importance of good friendship and self-control. Importance of good friendship and self-control. People who have good friendship and self-control enjoy the following fruits. Enjoy the following fruits. 1, they get good advice. Such people get good advice. Such people get good advice. For example, let me look at you. Hey, you are very good candidates. All of you are writing. But there are some classes you enter and some don't write. Some don't write. Where do you get such things? They get long advice or bad advice from friends. But for you are very good. All of you are writing and you are listening. Keep it up. So it's because your classmates, your seatmates are good friends and they advise you. Your teachers are your friends and they advise you. Your parents are your friends and they give you good advice. So please ensure that you don't create enemies around you. Always be friends. Then our good friends encourage us. Our good friends encourage us to do good, not to do bad. They encourage us to do good, not to do bad. So if you have good friends, if you're in a good friendship, then they keep on encouraging you. 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 So please, we have a person whom you know who was called Sir Winston Churchill. That person was not good at learning. Was not good at all. He used to get poor marks. He was not a good performer. But that person had good friends, like teachers and parents and other people around him. We have good people in our communities. So Sir Winston Churchill was not good at learning, but his good friends kept on encouraging him on what to do. So he never gave up. Sir Winston Churchill, he never gave up. So he continued learning, trying, depending on good advice. So one day, to cut the story short, Sir Winston Churchill ended up becoming one of the prime ministers of Great Britain. One of the prime ministers of Great Britain. Suppose Sir Winston Churchill never had good friends who would encourage him to continue learning, then Sir Winston Churchill was not going to benefit that, my dear candidates. So good friends encourage us to do good, not to give up, to continue when you have good friends. So please be selective. There are some people whom you can identify. You say, this one is not a good friend. Why is not writing now? Yet the teacher is writing. Why is not listening? He's praying in the class. And the teacher is teaching. Therefore, such person is not good to me. Please identify such people. Then good friends assist us in times of trouble. They give us help. They give us a helping hand in times of trouble. When you go back to marriage partners, they get challenges. They get challenges when they are together, when they are not together. But they should not forget that they are one body. That they are one body. They need to keep on helping one another, helping one another, helping one another. So good friendship is very good, and self-control also is very good. Then there's what we call sharing work. There's what we call sharing work. For example, here you may sit with someone who is not having a Bible, but is your good friend. Then you share that Bible. You may be not having money to buy drinks, food during break time, but you have a good friend, then we'll share with you that. We share a lot. We share knowledge. We share knowledge. We share dictionaries. We share Bibles. There are very many things we share in our daily life. So such friends share with us. Share with us. Remember to give what you have, because you get blessings from that. Giving is more blessed than receiving. So what you have, ensure that you share with your friend. Even that person whom you think that is not your friend, my dear candidates, share with that person. Don't create enmity among yourselves. Someone who is not sharing with you, someone who is selfish, please share with that person. It is from there where we get blessings as children of God. Then we have praying for one another. Praying for one another. My dear candidates, I want to inform you that we are here, but there are some people outside there who have good hearts who are praying for us. Your parents, they are praying for you. Teachers are praying for you. Pastors are ever there fasting, praying for you. So do the same. This is your message, praise, dear candidates. Do the same. Pray for others. Pray for one another. Pray for that person who has done bad to you. Pray for that person to start being good to you. So please, whatever you do, remember to pray for one another. Remember to pray for one another.